What's up, guys? Really quick because we gotta catch a shuttle. We're at Cherokee, North Carolina, for the WSOP circuit. Just arrived. There's a $400 opening tournament. It's a 500K guarantee. Today's the second day one of the day ones. It started yesterday, so I think it's like 1C and 1D today. 20K starting stack, half an hour levels. Starts at 1-200, so you only start with 100 bigs. The plan right now is to get in late, the first flight. Pretty tired, it was kind of a rough, had to get up pretty early today to catch a plane, so not on much sleep. So I was thinking hopefully could run up a stack and get a bag in the earlier flight, so we don't have to play till like whatever 1, 2, 3 in the morning, whatever it's gonna. The second flight is gonna be super late. They have big numbers here, so yeah. First time at Cherokee, pretty excited. I've heard good things, but all right, we'll update you on the probably get in there like level 6, level 7. So I mean, probably gonna get in there with like 25 bigs maybe. So hopefully we could run up a stack. If not, the plan is to play the 4 p.m. flight. All right, we'll update you later. First bullet, no good. Got in with 20,000 and the blinds were already 4-8. Some pretty wild players at the table. I double up pretty quickly. I got down to 15. I double up in the big blind at pocket queens. Under the gun player, he's pretty loose and active. He under the gun raises the 2,000 and 5,000. Button calls and small blind calls. I have 15K in the big blind with queens. I rip. Just the under the gun player, loose under the gun player with a big stack calls. He has Jack 10 offsuit, and I hold. Then I was up a little bit, but then I had Ace King. Next hand I raised in the big blind. The flop comes, I think it was 10 Jack blank, and I check call on the flop, and then folding on the turn. It was like 10 Jack 4, and then the crazy guy from under the gun ended up making trip 4s. It's pretty horrible. And then my bust out hand was I have Ace King in the big blind. Same guy. He limps under the gun, late position raises, and then I shove Ace King. He rejams. I'm like, oh, he trapped me. He has Queen Jack off. He makes quads. Queen, Queen, King flop. King on Queen on the river. So that's the first bullet. Introduction to Cherokee. About what I expected. We'll hop in the night flight. We got about an hour break. We'll walk around a little bit, maybe get some caffeine. We're on our third bullet now. Second bullet, we busted in the 200, 400 level. Chipped up a little early. We had aces, but won a small pot with a 3-bet. Really not a lot of play. You really start with 100 big blinds, so it gets up there pretty quick. So blinds are 2-400 at this point. The guy raises under the gun. I call middle position. There was like three or four other callers. So it's like 5 or 6 ways to the flop. 6-5 of clubs. The flop is 2-2-3 with 2 clubs. So swap a straight flush draw. The initial raiser just open rips for like 15K. This is the flop I'm obviously looking for. So put him on an overpair, but I'm not in too bad a shape. I'm just hoping like somebody behind doesn't like have a bigger flush draw. That would have me in bad shape. But I went with it. He bet, I went all in. He called. And I bricked. So that was the first bullet. Second bullet, nothing's really happened so far. I've pretty much just blinded down to 16K. There's one guy raising like every hand, so hopefully I can find a spot to squeeze over him. It's coming back to like 3,600. I think I have 16K, so I'm not gonna fire another bullet. It's kind of too deep in now at this point, and 3 bullets is enough. All right. Hopefully I'll update you on the next break. We're on the next break. We have 41,500 coming back to 1,000, 1,500 big blind. Yeah, we got a nice double against the really active guy. He raised middle position. He was opening like 80% of the hands, so I had to play back at him, jam on him. Not, light. Not light, but I didn't have to be that strong. And I jammed on it. He raised middle. I had 22K to start the hand, or 22.5. Small blind flatted. He was flatting a lot of hands, like weak. And then I jammed king queen off. The guy calls with jack nine off. The active middle position guy. I was kind of surprised at that. It was like maybe a quarter of a stack. He called pretty quick. I made trip kings. I think he was drawn dead on the turn. He had a gutter on the flop, and then he needed a queen, but then the queen would have made me a boat. So nice double for me. He got eliminated. Like, he was definitely the mark at the table. The table's pretty solid, but tight, so I could pick my spots and kind of hopefully chip up, here and there. Just like chip away, kind of. I could bluff at this table. Guys are it's pretty soft overall. Yeah, Cherokee in general, so far the players have been pretty weak. There's a couple good players, but if you're at a table of 10, maybe 8, like 2 or 3 are good. I'm used to the East Coast, like it's more like 4 to 5 or 6. So yeah, hopefully we can run it up. There's like 300 or 400 left. There's like still 350 left, so we're pretty far from the money. It's not a big concern yet. The third bullet we busted. We got up to, I think our high point was about 50K. Yeah. Maybe a little under 50, but this annoying hand comes up where under the gun raises. Pretty tight player, had a good stack, but he was pretty solid. Makes it 3K at 1,000, 1,500. A couple calls in between. I'm in the small blind with king queen off. I have 1,000 and I call 2 more. Something told me to fold. I just had a bad feeling about the hand and proved right. Flop comes down, queen jack 9, 1 diamond. So I have top pair with a gutter. Good kicker. Checks to the original raiser. He bet 6K, seemed pretty strong. I just call. Turns a 10, so I turn a straight. Goes check, check. River pairs the 10. And it brings in a backdoor flush, I think, which is, I'm not really too worried about that. But I bet 11K, which was like maybe half pot or a little less. He calls, and I figure I'm good once he calls, but he just calls with a full house. He has 9s full of 10s. I think if he jams, I'd probably find a fold, but I don't know. He could have ace king. Ace king is out there too. I don't know. I don't know if there's much I could do differently. I think if I check, I'd probably lose more. He might shove. So I bet 11, and I think after that hand I was down to. I was kind of surprised he just called. He said I didn't think you'd call it all in if I jammed, and it was probably close. But I don't think I would have found a fold. So after that I was down to like 21.5. Then I got a double with ace king suited against 10s, flop and ace, and then kind of dwindled down again, and then I have 25K. 10 bigs pretty much. I think it was 1,500, 2,500 blinds. Not too far from the money at this point. I mean, still probably like 60, 70 away. But early position, big stack, active player raises. He min raises the 5. I ship 9s. I think I'm like +1 or something like that. No, I'm, I don't know, low jack. I forget. But I shove. He doesn't call right away. I'm like, oh, maybe I'm hoping he has like ace 9 suited, ace 8 suited, or an under pair, or even 8s, 7s, 6s. He has ace 10 offsuit. Called. He thought for like 10 seconds and called. But he had an ace on the flop, and that was it. Overall, tough first day. I think the play probably should have been to get here at the hotel, take a nap, and then just play the second flight. I shouldn't have played the first flight. I should have tried to like nap for an hour or two. Although I doubt I wouldn't be able to. I was, once I have a hard time napping in like the afternoon, like especially when I'm on vacation or at a casino. I'm just like, I want to go play, and it's like in my head, and it's hard to sleep. But hopefully I get a good night's sleep tonight. Tomorrow, there's a $600, 150K guarantee. It doesn't start till 3. So what I might do, I have to go check it in over at Cherokee. I'm moving hotels tomorrow. Might check out the cash games. I heard the cash games are pretty juicy. Maybe play a little 1-3. Maybe try to earn a couple buy-ins back, or would be nice, or at least earn my buy-in for tomorrow. Would be good. But yeah, not an ideal start. 3 bullets. But overall, I thought the fields were pretty soft. As the bad players got weeded out, it got tougher probably towards the end. Our table was, tough. It was all pretty solid players. It's usually what happens in most tournaments. Like the bad players get weeded out, or unless they get really lucky. So yeah, it was overall pretty weak fields, it felt like. But I mean, it's tough to gauge off of one day. But it's definitely good players. But yeah, the bad players definitely outweigh the good ones. Yeah. Actually thought about just like not playing today, but I was like, oh, it's a 500K guarantee. I'm here. Why would I come today and not play? I just knew I was going to be tired with the early flight. It's hard for me to get to bed too early. I'm always like a night owl, and having to get up at 5 today was pretty rough. Kind of a long travel day. I think if I came again, I might drive. It's about a 12-hour drive from home, but I like it so far. I mean, Harrah's is pretty nice. It's freaking huge facility there. But yeah, all right. Well, that's it for day 1. We'll see you guys. We'll see you guys later. Day 2 here at Cherokee. We checked into the Cherokee Hotel now, so right by the action, which is a lot nicer. Decided to go get a case of water. My God, my biceps were killing me halfway through. Trying to walk them all the way back. There isn't like a quick way from like the gas station across the street, and it was like a super long walk. Gonna play some cash now, I think. Maybe try to recoup a buy-in or two, hopefully, from yesterday's slow start. Yeah, probably gonna play 1-3. It looks like there's a list, but it's like 12:30 now, so I only have a couple hours until the tournament today. It's a 3 p.m. $600 buy-in, 150K guarantee. It's a 2-day tournament. Start with a little more chips than yesterday, 25K chips, so 125 bigs. Yeah, so hopefully we can put in a better showing today and at least get a cash. And number 1 goal is cash, and number 2 goal is to run deep, obviously. Yeah, we're gonna get down and play a little cash, and then hopefully get something to eat before the tournament starts. Just a quick update. We're on our second bullet. I didn't update earlier. I was just annoyed. I had like a really tough starting table. There's like Dan Lowry was at my table, like a big bracelet winner, ring winner. I think he's won like 12 rings or something like that. And this other guy was like a mega pro, like global poker guy and live crusher. I think he has a couple rings. It was just like a ridiculous starting table. And then once all those good players showed up, I went completely card dead. One hand I folded. I shouldn't have. King Jack suited against under the gun raise. I folded and I would have made a flush. And just that's results oriented, but it was kind of it was a bad fold. I had like 20 bigs to start the hand. And then from there, it was just like super card dead, got in king queen against sixes. He turns a straight. Of course, I hit the queen on the river. Second bullet, much better table. I get a triple like real quick. Under the gun raises, like an active player. The mega global poker pro guy got moved to my table where he was in for his like 4th or 5th bullet. He jams on the button. I wake up with ace king in the big blind. We pretty much had the same stacks. Like I think the under the gun guy had us covered by a little bit. He calls the all-ins. Ace king, jacks, and nines. And I bink an ace on the turn. I think it's fine. the under the gun guy doesn't have to have a hand, and I could be up against ace queen, ace jack suited, stuff like that from the guy shoving. You know, he could be shoving a lot, trying to just double or rebuy type of guy. It's a race, I think, a lot of the time, and I got to win a race, I think. And the triple up was pretty good. So now we have 78K on dinner break, coming back to 1,500. So we have a little over 50 bigs and a good table. So I think if we can make some hands, we really can run up a big stack here. It's like 400 entries, so first place, I'm not sure what it'll be, is 150K guarantee. I think they broke that by a bit. But yeah, I think around 60 or 70 will cash, something like that. So a long way from that, but it's a 2-day, like I said. But we'll update you on the next break. Quick update, we have 101K coming back to 24K. 63 pay, and it says there's 99 left, but they're a little slow to update. I'm guessing there's around 90 or a little less. So pretty close to the money. Some good players on my left, unfortunately, getting chips with good stacks, but nobody's really abusing the bubble too much. Everyone's playing pretty straight up. So I was down to like 55 or 60, but I just have chipped up recently. I just picked up kings in late position on the cutoff, I think. Button flats and small blind, pretty good player. Or was he big blind? Small blind, I think. 3 bets. And then I just jammed the kings. He folded ace queen. The other guy also said he had ace queen, so I was in a pretty good spot. I would have taken a call, but I don't know. The way I run the ace is probably in the window. But so yeah, hopefully we can get into the money soon and then run it up, or run it up now. So we'll see. But all right, we'll update you later. Hopefully with a big stack in the money. We should be in the money within the next, I would say, 45 minutes to an hour. So good news, we made the money. Bad news, we pretty much busted right after getting in. And we had a good stack too, we had like 45 bigs. Just an unfortunate hand. This guy to my left, decent player, was pretty solid, tight. This older guy to my right kind of punted off chips to him and gave him like a ton of chips. So he was like a big chip leader at the table. He had like 400K, I had like, say, 265 to start this hand. The blinds are 3-6, and this guy was definitely not GTO. He's opening to like 3.5x pre. 3-6, he makes it 22, so he's already bloating the pot. Middle position guy, short stack, rips it. He has like 56K. I have queens in the big blind. I think it over. By the way, this table was great though too. Like before I got moved to this table, like the previous table was okay. Like this table was like a good table to make chips on. Previously to this, I had run it up. I got an ace king against ace queen and pocket queens, hit an ace on the turn. I flopped the flush draw, hit the ace on the turn. But and that, if I had lost that hand, I would have been down to like 10 bigs on the bubble. So that was like a big hold, not a big hold, but a big hit at the ace. Flopped the flush draw, hit the ace on the turn. That put me over 2, and then I just kept chipping up pretty nicely until this big hand came up. So I have about 45 bigs in the big blind. So the all-in is for about 9 bigs, 10 bigs, I think. It crossed my mind to just make like a small re-raise. Maybe just like min click it and then see what the under the gun player does. But I'm like, am I ever getting away from queens? If I just rip it in, he's got to call with jacks. I don't think he can fold jacks. He's got to call with ace king. Ace queen suited maybe calls, but it was just a tough spot. He was pretty solid, and I probably, thinking back on the hand, I mean, in retrospect, it's easy to say you could have done this or you could have done that, but maybe I could have made a small raise, then he jams, and then I fold, but I don't know. Folding queens pre-flop with 40 or less bigs is pretty tough to do unless there's like substantial action in front of you from like tight players, and I don't know. It's a tough hand to fold. I folded it a couple times, but and the best part is I jam and he doesn't even snap. Like he has me covered by like probably 150K. And I'm like, okay, he's got jacks or ace king. I'm like, I'm golden here. I'm hoping for jacks, obviously. And I see kings. I'm like, are you kidding? It's a freaking snap all day. Yeah. He is obviously not a GTO type player, so he doesn't understand that. He's just worrying I have aces, but just kind of got my hopes up when he didn't snap call. The guy with the short stack actually had nines. He makes nine. He flops nines full. Crazy. And then the guy across the table says I folded a king. I'm like, thanks for telling me that, Jack. I'm like, okay, so I have one out. Thank you. We cash though is obviously a min cash. 61st, I think 63 paid. So we'll get back after it tomorrow. Just kind of rough because I was in a pretty good position to make a run, and just to run into a cooler like that. Like I said, maybe I could have played it a little differently, but if I like min click it to say 95 or something like that, and then he shoves, it's like, ugh, I throw up, you know. He doesn't have to have king's races there, you know, so it's just kind of unfortunate. But I don't know. I'm not sure, but I'm pretty shot now. I'm going to get some sleep, shake it off, and move on to the next tournament. It's good to get on the board with the cash, but obviously I want that deep run, man. We're getting there. We're going to get there. I feel it, you know. I feel it here. Like, I feel like it's going to happen before I leave. Got the 6 max tomorrow, then the monster stack flights are Tuesday, Wednesday. So hopefully we can make a run. You know, 6 max, I did pretty well last time I played the 6 max WSOP in Turning Stone. I think I finished like 25th out of like 5 something. So I enjoy the 6 max format. You really can kind of open up your range and, you know, play some exciting hands. And it's a fun format, but it's kind of a crappy structure. It's only it's the same structure as the tournament yesterday. So you start with 20K chips and 20K chips and half an hour levels. So, and they start at 1-2. So you only have 100 bigs to start. So what I might do is just kind of late reg it and then just fire one bullet. I think I don't think it's a great tournament to fire like a ton of bullets in, because it's pretty high variance with the shorthanded and 100 bigs. So we'll see. I think it starts at 11, so maybe I'll get in there like level 2 or 3. We'll see how it goes. All right, guys. We'll talk to you next time.